Hi, I'm Ben Kai.
Hi there, I'm David J.G. Doyle.
Final Fantasy IX is one of the most impressive games of its time, and many people's favorite. In 2000, it was released to critical acclaim, but poor sales, mostly due to the PS2 launching at the same time. As a result, the game became somewhat forgotten for a long time.
Until 2016, when Square decided to release a new version for modern platforms. The re-release was fine, but it looks like the developers focused on the character models and didn't have time to polish the backgrounds. All the limitations of the PS1 were still there.
10 years later, this is what modded FF9 looks like. All of this is thanks to a community-driven project called Memoria.
To install Memoria, you need the game on Steam or GOG.
And it'll work on Windows, Mac, Linux, or Steamdeck. Launch the corresponding executable or command, which you'll find in the description of this video, and that's it!
It automatically finds your game and installs itself.
When you launch the game, the interface might seem very overwhelming.
You can simply launch with the play button, or make your experience even better with this guide.
Over here on the fourth tab, we've got a list of mods for you to easily download, such as Moguri, alternate fantasy, translations, sound fixes, tweaks, and so much more. You can then enable or disable them in the Installed Mods tab.
Memoria removes the FPS lock from every aspect of the game, the world map, battles, and backgrounds. You can now run the game at 120 frames per second, with missing movements interpolated for a smooth experience.
The widescreen option removes the sidebars whenever possible, showing a much greater field of view. Note that some backgrounds will still be displayed with black bars, as the original game was not designed for this, and simply has no additional content to display there.
Every single scene is accounted for, so you won't encounter weird overlaps or reduced dramatic effects. The goal is to stay faithful to the game.
Memoria reworks the camera movement in two ways. First, it removes the lock to a 320 by 224 grid, which made movement clunky at higher resolutions, not only for the camera, but for every parallax layer as well.
Second, instead of following the subject abruptly, the camera is attracted to it like a magnet,
which is easier on the eyes.
You can also add configurable pseudo-cell shading and outlines to characters and monsters.
Or as I like to call it, the Borderlands mode.
The original font was recreated almost one-to-one and integrated into the game.
But you can choose any installed font for the UI and dialog boxes.
You can skip the opening logos and load directly into the main menu. And you can skip the battle loading times. Plus, Memoria removes some fake loading sequences, such as when saving.
The UI columns drop-down box allows you to display more menu items in shops, inventories, and ability menus. The Battle HUD lets you choose between the new version of the battle menu or the original PlayStation version.
ATB mode changes battle behavior.
Fast and turn-based are self-explanatory,
while dynamic is a new mode where multiple foes can attack simultaneously, even interrupting attacks in progress.
You can also fast-forward battles up to 5 times speed.
Many players find Tetra Master too random and prefer FF8's Triple Triad.
Well, now you can play Triple Triad in FF9, or change the original Tetra Master to be less random, or perhaps try a new hybrid of the two called Tetra Triad.
You can also remove the limit of 100 owned cards.
Plus, you can remove those card speech bubbles over people's heads.
The world map has been completely overhauled. You can now see much farther, control how the mist is displayed, customize many camera settings, fast forward time, and just vehicle controls and handling. Cheats. Memoria integrates several popular cheats, a guaranteed 100% steal rate with Zidane,
manual trance for when you don't want it to activate automatically,
a replacement for Vivi's attack command with a free and effective basic spell,
the removal of the 9,999 damage cap,
and party menu in battle, which gives you access to skills and equipment during battles.
Memoria also includes the cheat toggles that were added in the 2016 re-release,
while the last column makes certain minigames easier or impossible to lose.
But wait, there's more! Memoria improves rendering between layers, restores analog controls, improves sound rendering, adds back the disc change screens,
Allows you to change your party from the menu, lets you hold a button to quickly advance dialogue, adds fade effects to dialogue boxes, modifies the scannability,
and fixes a plethora of bugs.
These include Thunder Slash missing every time, various character and object positioning issues,
Layers being displayed in the wrong order,
missing sound effects,
misaligned world map markers,
many broken or altered battle effects,
and much more.
Memoria is also a platform that allows other mods to change almost anything.
As well as sporting a spiffy model viewer for browsing most of the game's assets. This integrated mod manager downloads mods into separate folders without overwriting anything.
Here's a non-exhaustive list of mods. PlayStation Sounds restores many original PSX sound effects.
Alternate Fantasy increases the difficulty, restores some cut content, and adds a playable Beatrix, recommended for replays for harder difficulty.
Trance is a completely new take on the game.
MacOS and Kupo add voice acting, but are still works in progress.
Though we're doing our best to pick up the pace. Kupo UI Suite offers many interface customization options.
And that's just scratching the surface. Be sure to check out my video about FF9 mods on my YouTube page.
A lot of people have heard Moguri, a visual overhaul of the game's background, scenes, and textures.
It upscales the nearly 800 backgrounds that make up the game, along with their animation frames, to 4 times their original resolution.
The process involves machine learning and a significant amount of manual Photoshop work.
More than 11,000 layer edges were redrawn by hand, so they wouldn't look jagged like in the official version, and to better match the new backgrounds.
The light layers were also completely reworked.
World map and battle textures were entirely overhauled, ensuring that the scenes looked coherent and natural.
Monsters, items, and NPCs were retextured. The text used for cities and newly discovered locations were recreated in all languages.
Some UI elements were reimagined to closely fit with the original.
Moguri is available in 2 versions.
The 2020 release used a primitive machine learning tool for most of the upscaling.
It is more faithful to the original backgrounds, but also messier, noisier, and more painterly.
The 2024 version uses stable diffusion to achieve a cleaner and softer look.
Though this introduces some hallucinations.
You're free to choose whichever version you like better. The mod used to include 13 orchestral tracks, but with the new mod manager, it made more sense to release it as a separate mod.
The same goes for the 30 FPS videos, which use AI frame interpolation with varying degrees of success.
Thank you to every modder who has contributed. FF9 has one of the best modding communities ever.
I would also like to offer special thanks to Turley TT, who created some of the most essential tools and features long before the Steam version was even released, and who has always been there to support everyone with their projects.
Snooze will probably make another video showcasing some of the work that went into Moguri, so subscribe if you'd like to see more of that.
And remember to like this video as well.
Okay y'all, got a boogie.
Thank you and have a great day. With missing movements interpolated. Wait, interpolated? What the hell's interpolated? Oh, interpolate. I've said that word a few times before. What am I talking about? Maybe I've just been working too hard.